Welcome to the Business Growth Podcast. Today I'm here with Ed, the owner of Succentrix Business Advisors. Welcome to the show.
Hi, good afternoon, man. Good afternoon.
All right, so tell us a little bit more. What do you guys do at Succentrix?
Well, Succentrix Business Advisor is basically a franchise model, and what we do we help business owners with CFO and tax planning, also accounting services, bookkeeping services, payroll services, and business advice. We help business owners basically to help them to have more revenue, but at the same time, we help them to reduce their tax liability because it's kind of like a catch-22 there, because some tax advisor or tax people say, hey, spend money, spend money, spend money, so in that way you reduce your tax. What we do is we implement strategies that we can grow the business, but at the same time reduce their tax liability.
Mm-hmm. Right, and then when you start working with a new client, what's one of the first things that you guys usually do to just start getting some wins on the board?
Well, when I have a lead or a referral with a new client, what I do is I sit down with the client and I have like an hour and a half, sometimes more, because I like to understand how their business is structured, what they do, and what they try to accomplish. Because, in example, I got clients, they come to me and they want to make money, but at the same time, they don't want to save money. They are not, no, I don't want to open a retirement account, an example. I don't want to take the full benefit of my business. So I like to understand what the owner of the business wants to achieve with the business, because tax plan is just the first step. The next step and the most beneficial one is capital allocation. We help business owners to maybe buy more businesses, maybe buy real estate, maybe create generational wealth. And that's my goal. My goal is always to sit down with them, understand their business, how is their structure. I could say almost 98% of my clients, when they sit down with me, something is wrong. Or either the structure is wrong, or either they have the wrong advice. I got clients that comes to me that they are at LLC and they running payroll. Basically, the IRS not allow the business owner, if you're an LLC, to run payroll. You basically needs to be in a corporation, either small corporation or a C corporation. Mm-hmm. So basically, it's kind of understand their business, understand their goals, and from there we create a strategy that fit their needs.
Right. Okay. And what would you say is typically the most common thing that you see when you start working with a client that they need help with?
Well, I will tell them on terms of, like I say, my goal is to educate people, so in that way, at some point they don't run into trouble. The majority of mistakes, I could put you this example. I have a client that they have a restoration and moving company, and they basically they restore hotels and stuff like that, and there's two partners. When they come to work to me, they just have a multi-member LLC, but they don't have an operational agreement. They was running payroll before being an S corporation. So basically we have to fix everything, because now 2 years later they running in problems because one of the partners is taking more distribution than the other, and basically they need to be 50-50. So I use that example. So I advise people, you have a partnership, make sure that you have an operational agreement that say how much percentage you're gonna take from the business and how much percentage the other partner is gonna take, because those kind of problems at the end, it will be critical and super tedious to fix, because 95% they ended up dissolving the business. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to advise them on the aspect that they have all the structure and they have running a business when they don't take distributions. Like an example, they don't go to the ATM and take money. They don't. We set a system that we take distributions either every month, every quarter. So in that way, everything is organized with a paper trail. We do checks. We do everything proper and record properly. So in that way, they don't have any problems in the future and avoid these kind of mistakes.
Yeah, gotcha. It's kind of like one of those things where it's not a problem until it is a big problem.
Correct. I try to avoid, because I've been doing, honestly, this since 2006. Yeah. I've been working for 20 years. and I see all the kind of mistakes. And the most common is this one: they don't have the proper structure, they don't have the operational agreement, they don't file the correct forms to the IRS. I mean, it's all over the place, and I understand there's a lot of information outside, but it's not just the information, it's behind the information. What are the steps that you have to follow in order to be proper?
Yeah, gotcha. And so what are some of the goals that Succentrix are working towards for the rest of the year?
Well, right now I'm here in New York City. My goals it is acquire more clients on the cannabis industry, because those type of clients rely only on cost of goods sold. So basically, they need cost accounting, intense cost accounting, because they rely on cost of goods sold. Because right now, a federal state, they cannot write off, in example, payroll. They cannot write off the rental of the property. There's a lot of stuff that they cannot write off on their taxes. So meaning they pay 70 to 60% of the profit on taxes. So now we are trying to. I working with 3 clients already. My goal is to expand that and acquire more clients, because definitely it's possible to help them to grow. It's a expected 4 billion industry. So I think that we going that way to help those type of business. In the meantime, real estate business owners, and other clients as well. But in cost accounting, and we're gonna help cannabis industry and construction workers, electricians, because they rely on the cost of goods sold to know what is the real profit. Because to put you an example, if a dispensary is selling a leaf, and that leaf costs to manufacture $14, and they sell it for $16, meaning $14 and the cost of goods sold. So basically, they just making $2 on profit. When you don't have a cost accounting system, they just gonna see the revenue, the $18, not the $14 of the cost of goods sold that they invest to achieve that.
Gotcha. And what made you decide to focus this year a little bit more on, say, like the cannabis industry?
Well, I saw that it's here in New York City and other states, they passed laws on the recreational side and the medical side. Medical side already they moved from 280E. They now can write off everything. If medical, recreational is not yet, and I know they need help, so I want to help them. That's why, because I know it's a good business, it's a growing business, and they need a lot of help.
Yeah. So based on new laws that have been passed, you want to catch that wave while it's still new and people don't.
Correct. And unfortunately, Big Four accounting firms, they don't see these clients, because they're gonna be scrutinized by the IRS. They're gonna be on top of them, so they don't want to touch them. So we here want to help them, because we know what we're doing, we understand their needs, and we know where the business is failing, basically.
Gotcha. Okay. And then, so aside from focusing on these businesses, is there any other goals that Succentrix is working towards for the rest of the year?
Yes, we have right now my main office that is in Orlando, downtown Orlando. I have another office in Aventura, Miami, and another one in Naples. My goal it is open 2 more locations, at least one by the end of the year here in New York, and expand the business through here to the East Coast. Yeah.
Okay. And how do you plan on going about this expansion goals?
Well, what we're doing right now, we're looking for a place. I'm looking some locations here where I am in Long Island to open the office. And the main goal is opening by the end of September. This week I'm gonna see a couple of offices to see if I like it. And obviously I need to hire someone that be on the office when I'm not here, because I need to go to Florida as well to work there. But that's the main goal right now. Long term, I have a lot of plans, at least have 7 or 8 offices in Orlando and 6 here in New York. That's the long-term goal in 5 years.
Nice. Sounds like big growth goals, which is awesome.
Correct.
And how are you going about growing the business to achieve these growth goals? It's how are you getting, first I guess let's break down how are you getting new clients? What's your client acquisition process?
My client acquisition process right now, we're gonna start doing social media. We're gonna start doing more like social media marketing. But right now, we partner with attorneys, real estate attorneys, business attorneys, real estate estate planner, lawyers, financial advisor. I work with a lot of financial advisors. They're great because they're part of the tax planning, and all merchant service providers. People we rely right now in referrals, and it's been good for the past 3 years because we create a partnership that we work together, because at the same time we help the clients protected because they got a lawyer, they got the CPA, and they got a financial advisor, so they got all the team working for them. So basically that's how we're growing right now.
Okay, nice. And then so you said so right now it's mainly referrals. You're going to start looking at some social media marketing. What is that going to look like? Do you have much thought into yet, like what that strategy is going to look like?
My strategy so far, I'm gonna start doing videos, but educational videos, so people can understand how is the process to create an LLC, to have it everything. So I'm trying to avoid when the client comes to me, because maybe at the beginning I understand the client cannot afford to pay an accountant, and it's hard for them. So I want to put the information out there so they can do it, but start with the right feet on the door, with the structure and everything in place. So when they want to work with somebody, they are ready to work with somebody, they are already structured the right way. So I will start with educational videos and how to avoid pitfall on those traps, and I will provide as well tax advisory strategies as well on the videos.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It makes such a big difference when the client comes and they already like believe in you and they believe in the services that you offer from the value that you provided in like the educational videos. Like that was one of the biggest needle moving things for me.
Definitely.
One of my businesses. So yeah, definitely helps a lot. And then how about with like AI and everything that's happening in AI? What are you guys doing in terms of that?
AI right now, I'm training my agent. I'm using cloud because it's the one that have more like security for me, in terms of like I try to avoid to put any personal sensitive information. We don't do that, but cloud is, for me, is the best right now in terms of AI. I'm using it a lot. I'm training my agent. I got like 3 agents. One is gonna be for CFO, one is gonna be for tax planning, and the other one for like regular accounting and payroll services. I'm using it for a lot for emails. They reply my emails, they check my leads, and we're gonna implement a service that when they call to our phone, it's gonna be answered by an AI company too.
Nice.
AI is definitely, people say no, AI is gonna replace accountants or it's gonna replace people. I mean, in certain aspect, it could replace an accountant, but it's not gonna replace the judgment and the advisory. So if you don't take benefit of the AI right now, I mean, you gotta be left behind. You need to, AI is the future.
Yeah.
It's definitely the future.
Yeah, definitely. And like it operates 24/7. It doesn't need to go on holidays. It doesn't get sick. So yeah, I feel like the businesses that aren't starting to implement that are gonna get left behind from the businesses that are. They're just not gonna exist anymore.
Correct. Even lawyers. I talk to real estate lawyers, and when I call them, hey, I call you in 1 hour because I'm finished training my AI, because they want to grow their law firms, but they're going to rely more in AI.
Yeah,
So
definitely. And then, so what would you say, like, if you could have a magic AI robot come into your business tomorrow, what is like the next thing that you want that AI robot to do for you?
I mean, it's hard to say, because I would love if the automated system, like for coding transactions, will be better. That's something that if I would like to help them, the AI help me to do all the bookkeeping, and I just need to reconcile the account and that's it. That will be great. But for now, it's like, if it's not accurate, I will not rely 100% on it. So it's still human judgment involved.
Yeah, okay. And then, so just going back to the growth goal of opening up the new offices. So obviously getting new clients is one component, getting the right team is another component. Tell me a little bit more, what's your process to get the right talent to get that team and to fill up those new offices that you want to have?
At least for my goal for starting, it's gotta be at least have one person that know bookkeeping, but in bookkeeping that they know what they're doing, because we rely a lot on the balance sheet. We're gonna use a lot of depreciation, so I need somebody that understands that process and somebody that can help me to reconcile the transactions every month for the clients and be there when I cannot be there. So at least I will need one assistant that gonna rely on AI, to be honest, part of it. But I will need somebody that helps, like part-time bookkeeper, and one accountant in house, that full-time.
Right. And how do you go about making sure it's the right fit for your business, for the people that you bring on board?
Well, that's I will try to aim to look at that person qualification as well. I will have a interview process, and I maybe gonna start doing like a simple test, not something like extremely difficult, but they at least that they know what they're doing, at least on the tax side and on the bookkeeping side.
Yeah. Okay.
Anybody can be trainable, and that's I prefer somebody. I'll be honest, like it's not been working for years, because sometimes they get used to a system. We have a different system over here, so I would love somebody that I can train from scratch, basically.
Yeah. They get sometimes bad habits that are more tricky to change as opposed to someone that's fresh.
Correct. So
Yeah.
I will aim to look for somebody that is out of school, because I would love to like give the opportunity to somebody. Sometimes it's hard in this industry. When I started in 2006, 2007, it was hard to find my first job, but
Yeah.
I keep going and doing it until today that I'm here. So I would love to give the opportunity to somebody that is fresh out of school, that need that opportunity, because everything is trainable. Everybody can learn this, especially if there's on college studying this. So
Yeah.
that's something that I will love to do it. Definitely.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. I remember me getting my first professional job was a massive struggle as well. And it was only through like a friend of a friend that I was able to get my first job. So yeah, I definitely know the struggle. And then how about what's one thing that's working really well in the business right now? And then what's one thing that's not working as well as what you would like?
Right now, to be honest, I cannot complain anything that is being wrong. Like, to be honest, I try. The clients sometimes take forever to bring the information. That's the only thing. That hey, I need this. I need to close this because we are an extension, but we need to file. We don't want to wait until last minute to do this. And sometimes I try. My clients are pretty good. I love them, but
Yeah.
sometimes that's one of the problems that we encounter. Like, hey,
Yeah.
I still don't receive this. I need those tax forms because I need to file your taxes, and we're waiting on you. And it happens. But the rest is pretty good, pretty straightforward. They understand and try to train them, because that's what people don't understand. When you're working with an accountant or CPA or tax advisor, a lot of responsibility fall on the clients, meaning that they have to save the receipts in case they get in an audit. They need to save a copy of the checks. I train them to do that, but sometimes it's hard to keep that running with them. But
Yeah.
it's always happen. Always
Yeah.
happen. Nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect. We're not
Yeah.
living in a perfect world.
Yeah, yeah, no, I definitely know that feeling as well, chasing up stuff when you're waiting on someone else to get the job done.
Yeah.
I know we're starting to run out of time here, so let's finish on what would you say is like one of the like your favorite go-to quotes or things that you keep always like saying to the team or to yourself?
It's one of my favorite quotes, and that one that made me wake up. It's from Leonardo da Vinci, when he
Okay.
say people of accomplished really setback, they go out and things happens to them, because it's true. You can be the most intelligent person, but if you don't go out and let people know that you're here doing this or whatever you're doing, they don't gonna know. So
Yeah.
that's my favorite quote from him.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. It's like, yeah, if no one knows about you, you can have the best product in the world, but they're not
It's
gonna.
about position. Yep.
Yeah.
It's about position and leverage that position. That's why we want to start doing social media, because at the beginning I was skeptical a little bit, because I don't want to be like others doing the same thing. I like with the type of clientele that I work. But right now we take the decision, me and my other partners, and we're going to start doing it. So for me, it's more like educational. I don't want to do it like for getting clients per se. It's
Yeah.
just more for education, because like I said, there's a lot of information out there in social media. Some of them are wrong, some of them are accurate, but they don't explain the client
Yeah.
what file behind that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Well, it's been great having you on the show. Time's gone really quick. Where can people go to learn a little bit more about you and what you guys do?
Well, they can go to my website, succentrix.com/Edgardo Siragusa, and they can find me on Google, Succentrix Business Advisor Orlando, and Succentrix Business Advisor Aventura, Florida.
Okay, cool. I'll include those links in the show notes below. I appreciate you coming on. You guys have been listening to the Business Growth Podcast. Until next time, keep growing.
Thank you so much.